Okay. So we are ticking off, so hopefully we have actually gone live. So hello and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV with the Right Otaku. Just waiting to log in. As you can see, we are actually in the Crystarium because last week all we managed to do was finish off work in Elpis because I had to do 2 runs of Catesis Hyperborea. Only thanks to the issues with it taking a while to excuse me. Yeah, for it to take a while to try to get a healer fill, and then I ended up hitting the abandon button. Just a few seconds before we actually got our healer fill. After our last healer just gave up because their internet was going down the toilet. Yes, we at least managed to get a few accessories and stuff from it. I'm thinking of before we actually do anything. Oh yeah, that's right. I moved where did I get Quick Time Materia 1 from? Alright. Okay, yeah, I think we've actually managed to sell another item. Let's have a look at the... Yep! I'm actually gonna leave all that guild there. Undyed woolen cloth. Because what I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to alright. I think the first thing I'm gonna do is yeah, because you have to complete Down Must Live, Die and Know. Oh bollocks. Yes, I actually forgot to update the stream title. So which means I'm gonna have to mute desktop audio for a second. So as I can quickly sort this crap out. Part 11. I really need to remember to do this crap before. Close you. Reactivate audio and... Right. Ethernet. Right. Personnel officer. Let's try that again. Expert delivery. Yeah, and I'm literally going to get rid of all of these earrings. Because we really do not need any. Yes. I want to trade a high quality item because we do not need it. Yeah, 'cause probably what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give a mix of that and probably find a decent level 80 pair of boots. And there we go. Oh yeah, I think we got these. Gonna need to sort out with center retainers. Right, you. I don't know where I got you from, but oh, that's right. I must have extracted materia from a low-level item. So I think that, yeah, I think materia 1 still go for a bit. Right, phase 2. Gold saucer. Don't know if we have any. No, we don't have any cards to trade in, so I'll just do my usual. So I'll just do my usual mini cackpot, claim the tickets, and no, purchase mini cackpot ticket. Alright, let's see what we have. 4, 7, 1. Wasn't gonna get much on that one. 4, 8, 1. Well, I think. Oh, that book is still valid. Gonna have to get at the one of my main and some of my alts. Well, those that have actually gotten into Heavens with that as far to get the Wondrous Tales book. That expired. Consolation prize. Consolation prize. Consolation prize. Right. Now that we are done with well, with my starting stuff, I'm gonna have to scroll all the way down here. It's time to head back to old Charlian. Okay, 1 minute. Need to make sure that, yeah, okay. So what I am going to do is I'm actually going to... I mean, these are going to be better than what I have on, oh, except for these two. Then I'm literally only going to rely on right. Oh, that's right. I've still got the 89. Let's see how much these are going for. 1,500. So 14999. These 27899. So 27898. Right. 28997 and 64428. I think that was. Yep. Ah, bollocks! I actually 64428 and confirm. Yeah, because I haven't assigned this retainer class, specifically because my gathering right, let's actually check these. Icon earrings offending. There we go. I actually forgot we have the 89. Right. We have the 89 role quest to do. So I won't actually do the I'm not sure when we actually get the artifact. Why did I teleport to Kugane? I'm having a brain fart at the moment. Yeah, precious reclamation. I need to actually start doing that. A singular gift. Because we are gonna need the 18 artifact gear before we do the level 90, and we get coconut cod chowder. Since our first encounter at Shoal Rock, Sensui's surmise, it seems to fear confrontation. We, for our part, have tried to make good use of this intervening calm. Even now, Lord Hien and Gosetsu discuss it might prevent other villagers from turning. If you would wait here a moment, he would no doubt wish to hear your thoughts on the matter. As Yugiri no doubt explained, the blasphemy continues to elude us, and so we have turned our attention to other matters we can and should address. So long discussion and much deliberation, we believe we have found a means to allay the growing malaise of our people. If you would, go Setsu. The idea came to us after considering young Tombo's remarks about his father, whose body was never found and returned to Doma. Others no doubt share in his melancholy, unable to bury and mourn their loved ones as is their right. But simply, they cannot make peace with their loss. Their anguish... Oh, I've got to flipping turn off auto text auto advance. And to provide the people of Doma with comfort and closure, we will hold a national funeral at the Swallow's Compass. Those who choose to attend will be asked to present personal effects of the deceased they wish to be enshrined there. Spirits reside in all things, be they living or inanimate, and though we may die, a part of us lives on in the items we cherish most in life. Therefore, in lieu of remains, these belongings will be afforded a place in the royal mausoleum, and the spirits of those lost to us may find their way home to Doma, and at last know peace. The announcement has already been made, and a great many people are now engaged in the difficult task of deciding which keepsake will serve as their offering. It is not a decision to be made lightly, but I suspect they will have made up their minds by the time we go to collect those chosen tokens. I also hope to learn more about the departed from those willing to speak with me, for my benefit and for theirs. To break free of their sorrow, they must seek joy in the memories and the love that they shared with the departed, and I'll help them find it. Like the liberator of Doma be winning over the people with her presence as well. I doubt not that they will appreciate the gesture. Lead the people with sorry to you. Gosetsu might ask you to... Apologies, my lord. There is a small but most urgent matter I must first attend to. Of the Mai. Alright. Speak with Hien at the Mai. Have him accompany you. So I think I still need to actually unlock fly in these areas. Right, oh, actually I can do, yeah. Because we do not have that. What do we need to unlock flight in Yangsha? Free currents and free quests. I did actually read that right. Yeah, free currents, free quests. Yeah, because the Ruby Sea, it's one current and free quest because... like with everything from Heavenswood and beyond, to actually, you actually get a quest at the end of our time in one specific area. Right. Yeah. Don't he love more than the world than to create? That rush never left his side, not even when he tended the fields. And he spent his dedicated craft. He produced the most wonderful vistas of Yangsha. His dream to take us to Gugani, where he would become a famous artist, until he was conscripted. In the early days, he was then drawing to the places they took him, though I know not how, but more time began to pass between each arrival, and then they stopped coming altogether. I know not in what far-flung land he died, and I pray that it was as beautiful as his works. Hmm. Yeah, cause I think because we have two up here and one. Thank you again, Fulgian, for this honor. My son would have been overjoyed to know that his katana would be enshrined at the Swallow's compass. Yeah, it's mine. I'm sure your son was a fine warrior. Aye, and so was I, once upon a time. A samurai, as it happens, in service to your father when the Empire first invaded our lands. Though we were defeated, our spirits broken, my son Matsue was never one to lose hope. He was determined to follow in my footsteps, gave his everything to honing his skill with the blade. When I watched him train, I felt the pride I thought I'd forsaken swelling my breast, and I knew he would restore our family to its former glory. Alas, he could have fled, perhaps started life anew as a vagabond of some sort. But he bore the burden of fought for Garlemald, for fear of what the Imperials might do if he did not. It's plain he was a loving son and a warrior true. I'll care for this blade as if it were my own, and see it given the honor and respect due to a samurai of Doma. Alright, one more, and I think we're gonna have a little, I just hope we're not gonna have to, do an emergency, run around for ether currents and crap. Not sure about them both. Right. Speak with Hien. Oh, he is up here. Right. Oh. We don't have to go this way. We can go, if I'm reading this map correctly. Oh, we don't actually have to worry about these because, yeah. These are only 64 and we're actually level 89. They put on brave faces, but the people in the mine are still racked with grief. Same as every village I have visited in recent days, but it's only now that I'm struck with the contradictory nature of my goals. Having joined the Eastern Alliance and taken steps to revitalize the Enclave, I believe Doma was on the last on the path to peace and prosperity. I still do, yet so focusing on so keenly on the future, I've neglected the past that yet haunts my people. If they do not give in to despair and become beasts that plague our lands like poor Tombo's brother, how are we to truly move forward if we are constantly looking back? You speak of their haunted past, Lord Hien, but what of yours? All things considered, I suppose it was only a matter of time before the subject was broached. She cuts to the heart of the matter, and the young lord, the best I should think, he cannot lead by example if he has not yet made peace with his own past. I found an apology to my lord. I was passing through, tending to the matters of which I spoke earlier, when I chanced to hear familiar voices in the distance. If I may be so bold, the people of Doma, one and all, understand the source of your pain. To lose your father in the turmoil of a failed rebellion is staggered duty to the throne thrust upon you. How could you even begin to mourn when you first have to lead? You have to lead. It would behoove you to take part in the funeral rites, my lord. Take this time to make peace with your past while it is still yours to spend. Though unlikely, if not impossible, were you to become a monster as well, Doma would surely be lost. Thank you for your counsel, Gosetsu. But if I may ask, why is it that you keep your blade at the ready? I thought this personal matter of yours to be naught but a trifle, or am I mistaken? Well, I find the katana a superior tool for peeling persimmons. Speaking of which, I did believe my stomach begged for sustenance. If you would excuse me. Training to help slay the blasphemy, no doubt. Fitting that you should offer me counsel, yet refuse to heed it in kind. Though it's not the blade he's going to be using when it finally comes time to slay the blasphemy. He's not the warrior he once was, but he is wise, our obstinate friend. And to be perfectly honest, it frightens me to record it the moment it all came crashing down. We taken Doma Castle, victories were ours, but then we looked out and saw the banners of the 12th Legion marching towards us, the Crown Prince at the fore. No sooner had Gosetsu and I escaped than we received word that Xenos had slain my father. I remembered how the fight went out of Gosetsu in an instant. How he wept for his lord, while I felt the weight of the profound duty bear down upon my shoulders, crushing, suffocating. the heat of my own breath, the chill of my clammy palms. A duty demanded I master my emotions, when all those around me, Gosetsu included, were consumed by anger and a thirst for vengeance. I had to be in control. Under my orders, we dispersed and fled to fight another day. This not the thoughts reflect on my father's death. How could I, devoted as I am to finding Doma's way forward? But now I must, and so having taken you into my confidence, will you see this through with me to journey's end? Keepsake I'd offer for the funeral is hidden in a place not easily reached. We will have to fly there, I'm afraid, but worry not, my old Furious. Just a moment. Yeah, okay. Yeah, and we are getting experience because it's an area we haven't actually explored, because you actually require flight to access this little area. Oh, as a child, its beauty and serenity was such that I could forget the realities of the occupation. Indeed, some of my fondest memories of family are here. It's precisely why I chose this place to conceal the singular gift my father bequeathed to me as a child. Set to reside somewhere along the Daryu chain. In those days, anyone and everyone knew the tales of his prowess. Reckless boy that I was, I once even tried to seek him out, hoping he might help us. I buried it here shortly after my coming of age ceremony. It seemed a fitting place to both part with my childhood and offer a final goodbye to my mother. More a keepsake of mine than his. Wait, did he just say mother? Event. Goodbye to my mother. More the keepsake of mine than his. Scripting much, Square Enix? No, time to return to the Enclave. Yeah, it says you have entered the sanctuary, which means we have been, yep, auto-teleported back to the Enclave. There we go. And level 90 laid to rest. Right. And now we can continue on with the story and complete Down Must Live, Die and Know. Alright. Okay. Actually, Etherite, Ethernet, Val Destiny Annex. Speak to Kron in the main hall about Destiny Annex. Oh, it's Dummy Face Stupid Pants. You would like for turning up exactly when needed, and this is no exception. Yeah, because impeccable timing as always. I heard you were off at the first. In the first as part of our efforts to investigate the final days. Well, as so often seems to be the case, while you're away, we've had some few developments, which we'll discuss in a moment. For now, however, I cannot tell you how wonderful it is to have you back. Carrying our song. Right. No profile. Right. As the heavens burn. It's well worth a risk. No doubt your newfound knowledge will be a great boon to us all. Fortunately, during your time in the First, events have taken a turn for the worse. The Scions are running themselves ragged trying to contain the spread of blasphemies, but it's a losing battle. To try to ascertain the why and where and why of it, Alizé and Alphino have been travelling all over. In all the regions they've visited, Locus MRS is one of the worst affected. Thancred, Estinian and Graha took a detachment of allied soldiers there to offer aid and succour to those in need. But the province is vast, they only managed to visit a handful of coastal villages. It was an accomplishment worth celebrating still, but a drop in the bucket at best. In the meantime, Yustola and Master Matori have been making concerted effort to establish contact with Hydaelyn in the Ethereal Sea, but to no avail. As for Tatara and I, we have been keeping a close eye on the Forum. For what we gather, they have been constructing a vessel to ferry people to the moon, an ambitious project that has likely taken years, if not decades, in the making. However, since we've seen no sign of it thus far, I suspect it's still incomplete. You will also recall the proposal issued by Master Fortuno to the people of Razat Han. Following their discussion, Vritra declared his support for the plan and urged those who wish to evacuate to accept the Forum's invitation. So far, so good. That's where things get a little strange. Apparently, the Forum caught wind of the lunar teleporter in the Tower of Babel and decided to use it to deliver people to the moon instead of their mysterious ship. Therefore, to secure safe passage for the Hanesh refugees to the tower, Alphino, Alizé, Estinian and Graha travelled to Garlemald not long ago. Trouble is, the capital was hardly the safest place to begin with, and now the final days have come to Garlemald. Shortly after our friends arrived, they were sent to rendezvous with Master Fortuno. Then, panic broke out and our communications were severed. From what fragments we were able to make out before the link shell went completely silent, we can only assume the phenomenon has spread to the capital. The others need you. Please, you must help them. Having you there will make all the difference, I'm sure of it. Camp Broken Glass was their first port of call, so you better start there. Hopefully Lucia will know where they are. Telling you what you'll be walking into, so you best take every possible precaution. Right. Speak with Lucia at Camp Broken Glass. There we go. Yeah. Apocalypse. That is not good. And yep, there is Lucia, and she is glowing! Which means it's solo duty time. Not a moment too soon. The skies of a golem mold are ablaze. There's events on the ground that concern me. As you'll have heard, your fellow scions arrived ahead of you. We cut the customary greeting short after we received word from our troops on the Magna Glacius that the Forum's airship had landed. It was then that the heavens began to burn. I dispatch your friends at once to ensure the refugees come to no harm. Well, if you join them immediately, additional support is en route. We'll discuss them later. I trust you are ready to depart. Upon departing from the Magna Glacier, several cutscenes will play in sequences. Recommend that you set aside sufficient time to view these cutscenes in their entirety. In addition, you'll be required to participate in battle. Your progress will be saved at certain points. In the event that you are defeated, you'll be able to try again for the most recent of these. Please note that if you enter battles associated with other quests or log out from the game, this progress will be lost. Proceed! And we're actually ahead of the curve on this, so we will not have to worry about having to add extra to grind levels. Earlier, on the Magna Glacius,
No. 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 We were promised an escape. Not the same room we fled.
I shall not meet my final days here in this blasted waste. Calm yourselves. Your panic is our greatest enemy. Come, we must build a line of defense.
How?
Leave the fighting to us, Father. You must lead the people to safety.
I can handle this pair.
You shall tend to the refugees. Let us be about it.
As you wish, my little lord.
okay, I believe we will actually be... Yep.
Our commander beats attention. See to the wounded.
Help is at hand.
Yep. Okay, so
Those
we
who
do
can
have.
stand, come with me.
You're safe now. Easy now. Deep breaths.
Right.
Worry not for the refugees, but for yourself.
Alright. Oh, clear out. Destinian. Nope. Look away.
But not hard enough!
Oh. There we go. That's phase 1 complete.
Help! Someone, please!
What?
No. Don't. I don't want to die.
Forward! Let not a single fiend escape!
Wait, that's... Euless and the army. So, you've recovered then? In time enough to be of aid, for once. We can speak of it more later. For now, we must fight! To repay your salvation in kind, or with better! For Garlemald has her pride! Of that I've no doubt.
Good gods. Of all possible saviors, the Imperial Army. Oh!
Yep, someone just dropped the flashbang.
I had hoped to take all of them down at once.
Think a withdrawal might be in order?
Oh, sod that. You know who would never abandon these people to their fate. To be devoured by their former friends. That'd be beyond cruel. These beasts must fall here and now.
Well then, I'd say it's high time we threw caution to the winds.
So long as you spare me the heroic sacrifices. Now, let's go!
Right. Okay. Hang on. Here we go, Graha. A bit of health. Hang on. Can I just use this?
I'm fine.
None to worry about. The air crackles with energy. Find cover!
As they say, turnabout's fair play. On guard.
There's not the barest trace of ether. Maybe there really is no way to bring them back.
No. Re-enable text auto advancing.
Thank you for saving our lives once again. I remember you, from Purusha. You helped us there too, didn't you?
Ah, you're from Palaka's stand. I'm glad you're still in one piece. Or you will be, once I see to that injury of yours.
Look out!
Get out of here! Quickly! I won't lose them. Not a one. This will be a brighter future. I won't let a madman's apocalypse ruin everything we've fought to achieve!
Get it together, Alize. You're embarrassing yourself. And in front of father, no less. You might never measure up to our champion. But we ask too much of her as it is. You mustn't let Eorzea's hero fight alone.
Yes, my knees were burning.
Oh.
It's precisely why you should never skip your squat regimen.
I can look after myself, you know.
Everything's in order, I trust?
I've had enough of this rabble. Come on!
Okay, now it's time to party.
Oh, a trio for the ages.
A trio for the ages. Time for the kickoff. Thank you, Graha. Oh. I accidentally triggered,
Just the beginning.
I had a feeling I'd find you here. This should be the last of the worst troublemakers. With me!
On your feet.
Leave the healing to me. I'm in your debt.
Where were we?
Like that. Where were we? You know what?
You must board without delay. The ship will depart ere long.
Your offer to host us in Sharlayan is most appreciated. But will the final days not soon fall upon it as well?
Your hesitation is not unwarranted. The satrap entrusted me with your lives, yet I have failed your comrades. Nor are you wrong to fear that this corruption will continue to spread. I cannot promise you complete safety, even in my homeland. What I can promise is that I will do all in my power to protect you. That power is not inconsiderable. Even now, my countrymen are preparing the vessel that will deliver us to a sanctuary on the moon. Join us on our journey there, and beyond, to new horizons. Come to Old Charlian. Please.
We would be fools to refuse such a generous offer made in earnest.
It seems they've a new destination.
The people of Radzat-Han have known too much suffering. The march to Garlemald will only bring them more, short though it may be.
I quite agree. Fortunately, they have you to look after them.
Yes. Well.
Behind you! Just there!
More of them.
Ugh, it's Xenos.
Xenos! Here!
You'll be all right. Hurry to the airship.
Why have you come?
A heretofore unseen beast. 'Twas ripe for the slaying. Poor sport, alas. Unfit to temper my blade.
Oh, for the love of... You cannot still be on about a rematch.
That is and has ever been my sole concern. You, on the other hand, are fixated on a different quarry. Your passion pales before mine, yet neither hate nor despair seems sufficient to recapture your misdirected bloodlust.
Oh, go get bent, Xenos.
So, I hone my blade, and I wait.
That's it. That's all you care about. Garlemald is in ruins. Our homeland, the nation you rule, is as good as gone. Along with so many of its people. Not just soldiers like us. Not only those who fought and killed for power and duty. Innocent civilians. Murdered by their own flesh and blood. Lost and confused as they breathed their last. While we who survived with our lives and minds intact were left to freeze to death. The Eorzeans tell me all this was your doing! You slaughtered your countrymen! You did! For what?
Yep.
For nothing in the end. So much wasted effort.
You bastard!
For your own sake, Eulus, you must control your anger. It will serve no one should it consume you and see you transformed.
Would you be happier had I a good reason?
What?
If my motives met with your approval, would you no longer resent the outcome? If so, then perhaps a beast's skin would suit you better. Duty, honor, morality. All constructs of convenience when put to proof. Surely the war taught you how easily power becomes the tool of the self-righteous. How the people's justice was merely a means to their ends? Yet you would ask me why. Ask any creature of this star and those above for answers, and they will tell you what suits their fancy. And they would be right to do so. What meaning there is to be found in the petty vicissitudes of your existence must be gleaned by you and you alone. Should you seek it in battle in the fruitless pursuit of my demise, then come. Assume your rightful place as a notch on my blade.
You are a blight on the Garlean race, and there would be no more satisfying way to expunge it than by beating you to death.
You'll leave that to me!
But I will not be party to another tragedy. I refuse to lose anyone else because of you. So go. Go! And may we never suffer your madness again!
Xenos! Perhaps you found meaning in living this way. I cannot deny you found strength. Yet if you only pursue your hedonistic pleasures and pay no heed to the plight of others, then no one will give you the time of day. You will never get what you want, not even the battle you pine for so dearly. You'll be alone for an eternity, and you'll deserve every agonizing second of it.
You tell him, Alice.
We're ready to depart. The refugee ships will be leaving shortly, but I've asked mine to remain for the time being. There's room enough for you to join me on it, if you wish. Do contain your surprise. I needn't agree with the Scion's methods or intentions to acknowledge that their deeds are deserving of gratitude.
We appreciate the offer. But might I ask why you are delaying your departure? I presume it is not solely for our benefit.
I must visit Garlemald ere we return to Sharlayan. Having caused such an uproar, it is only meet that I explain myself to the Ilzabard contingent.
Allow us to accompany you then. We should be glad to facilitate, given our familiarity with all concerned. If you would like to join as well, Euless, we can speak of recent events on the way.
He'll be after your seat on the forum next.
Grondite Weapon Coffer. Grondite Magitech Glaze. +3. Probably best to actually update the weaponry. Place an armory chest. Because we only have the weapon to change, I don't need to worry about... Wait. Oh, that's right. It is only the weapon. I thought it was actually doing more. There we go. So I didn't have to worry about the glam. Outside help. Ooh.
No major injuries then. Good. I briefed the recovered soldiers and sent them on their way as quickly as I could, but nevertheless feared they would not make it in time.
The additional support was invaluable. Your men saved more than a few lives. Though not all, I regret to say.
I take it that I'm addressing Lucia Junius. I'm the Forum's envoy, Forchano Leveilleur. And you are owed an explanation for these most dire developments.
Another trial wrought by the final days. I was beginning to suspect as much. You doubtless feel some consternation having been forced to abandon your original plan. But trust me when I say you were right to send the refugees elsewhere. beasts have been sighted within the capital. Perhaps it was a stroke of grim fortune that the population was decimated beforehand, as they've yet to appear in any great number, but in time. In any case, Maxima leads the remainder of the contingent in an effort to cull the creatures and evacuate the populace as we speak. Once the airships have taken to the skies, I pray your men can be persuaded to join him.
You'll permit us to retain our weapons?
I wouldn't have sent you after the Scions were I expecting you to stab them in the back.
And I, for one, would not consider past transgressions more relevant than future contributions. Regardless of the circumstances that saw us at odds before, we need men of courage now, more than ever.
We swore to defend Garlemald, and so we shall.
It seems you have everything under control. You will excuse me then, for mine own duties await.
A moment, Master Fortuneau. You did desire to express your appreciation for services rendered, did you not?
I did. Though if you intend to again ask that Charlian alter its course, you will find my gratitude insufficient.
'Tis nothing so onerous. I wish to hear the details of this grand endeavor of yours.
Do you swear to listen and to learn, and not to embark upon some scheme to impede us?
I swear.
Any other I would doubt, but you I trust to keep your word. For not once have you broken it. Very well. I will request that the Forum make you privy to our plans. You may await our summons at the Baldessian Annex, assuming the decision is in your favor. Does that suffice?
It does. You have my thanks.
Excellent. You can regale us with tales of your most recent sojourn to the First while we wait. Did you hear something just now?
Hang on. That's a lopperit! It's pudding way!
Where is this star's blasted pudding?
Dawn may banish even the darkest night, and to this bitter clime bring warmth and comfort.
Welcome to the club, Urion J!
'Tis heartening to see such an assembly upon my return. I thought often of you whilst I looked down upon our star's brilliance from the moon above.
Yes, but what are you doing here? And dressed like that? Aren't you cold?
Verily, I fear for my health should I proceed to expound upon our purpose ere I procure more suitable garments.
Then allow me to summarize. We're here because none of you lot are up there. Nor has anyone deigned to send word about any changes in the plans. It's rude, is what it is. At least that's what I thought at first, but then folks got to wondering if you weren't in a spot of bother, so we decided to take matters into our own hands. Come down here and help, if our help be needed. So she says, but it's also something of a convenient excuse to visit Aetheris. Oriange made it sound absolutely marvelous. More so before the impending doom, but still. And it's not like there will ever be a better time. What with the aforementioned doom?
Marvelous, they say, yet not an ounce of pudding to be found. I must suffer Oriange's inferior works no more.
Maybe consider the plight of present company before you go blathering on about pudding and doom? Ahem. As I was saying, should you require any assistance with whatever, we are at your disposal. We were born from Heidelin's love for the lives of this star, so naturally we would much prefer to see them continue. Twiddling our thumbs up on the moon is hardly conducive to that, though, is it? Aye, not when you've all got such precious thoughts and feelings and hopes for the future deserving of more active preservation. Speaking to Oriange made us realize that while we've carried out our duties to the letter, we've failed to fulfill them in spirit. From there, it was just a hop, skip, and a jump towards resolving to do better. So please, show us how. Help us help you.
Forgive me, but are they...
Thy distant collaborators, indeed.
Hail, fellow, well met. You'd be a member of the Forum, would you? It's an honor and a pleasure to meet you at last. I'm Livingway, Heidelin's right paw. That last bit is very important, as am I, if I may humbly say so myself.
I, bid you welcome to our star, Livingway. On behalf of the Forum, I thank you for traveling such a distance to meet us. As you have surmised, preparations for the Exodus have not proceeded as smoothly as we had hoped. I should be happy to personally escort you to our headquarters in Sharlayan, where you may advise us as you deem fit.
'Twas with reluctance that I set aside the great work of readying the moon for habitation. Be assured that I did so only after the Loperites made plain their earnest desire to come hither, and I myself felt a growing certainty that their contributions here would prove invaluable. 'Tis trite, perhaps, but I followed my heart.
Very nice disciples banished this darkest of nights. Oh my.
For a time, at least. Nevertheless, 'twas worth the journey to find present company well. Wilt thou attend us at the Forum and lend thine own wisdom?
If If that's all quite settled, can we start moving before Urianger catches his death? Even I'm freezing out here.
Need to toughen up, Alizé.
Oh, I dare say you'll warm up quickly once you're aboard the airship. Sat shoulder to shoulder with our fur-covered friends.
I believe we've... Yes, we've been auto-teleported back to Charlian. I dare say Master Fortuner was as nonplussed as we to learn the identity of Heidelland's lunar custodians, as he will soon discover they have much more to offer the Forum. Might I suggest we return to the Annex forthwith? We may yet have time to discuss thy recent adventures ere we are summoned to the Rostra. Ugh. Yeah, because we can't actually access a hunt for the ages. I don't think until we've actually reached level 89 MSQ, because we're actually still in level 88. No, close you. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Because we have not yet reached, required levels. Actually, no, I need to go to the summoning bell. I think one of my retainers completed their venture. Yep, complete. View venture report. Scintillating earring offending. Yeah, because I don't think she's actually sold anything. No, we could just do that. I'm complaining, Jay, but I was expecting you to see you quite so soon. Let's disable that because this is not voice nor ID. Next, telling the virtues of a Furious, I did inadvertently awaken in the Lopperies a desire to avert our beloved star's demise. Crow tells us you have obtained new knowledge that may aid us in our ongoing efforts. I have news to share regarding our study of the Ethereal Sea, but your findings are certain to be of greater interest, and so I would rather hear them first. To what revelations did Heidelland's Elpis flower lead? And this dynamis is what drives the final days. If it and Akasha are one and the same, This but all proves Nilana's theory. We're an entity through sheer force of emotions. We're an entity through sheer force of emotions that channeled this vast dormant reservoir into a raging river. Its power might surpass even that of ether. But if our star is so replete with ether, said entity would need to be outside its influence to effectively manipulate the dynamite of the greater expanse. Meteon. Or rather, the sorrow and suffering of fallen civilizations that she has been hoarding for millennia. Untold anguish and fear and hatred drawn from every corner of the universe, all for a single purpose, the destruction of Ephirius. Then our foe is no longer some unknowable calamity. We have but one aim, to defeat Meteon. You make it sound so simple, but you're not wrong. Vanquish Meteon and we deliver the world from the final days, but to even attempt it, there are two conditions. First, we must determine her location. Before Meteon escaped, an enchantment was placed upon her by Bernard, the woman who would become Hydaelyn. The implications of temporal magics are not entirely understood, and so we cannot assume that our Hydaelyn and the Vannar you met in Elpis are one and the same. Nevertheless, due to her intrinsic qualities as an all-powerful being, I'd wager that Hydaelyn possessed the knowledge we seek. Whether she would share that knowledge with us, however, remains to be seen. But you got to remember, she actually said that she would actually fulfill a promise made in another age and another time. And that would be when we journeyed to Elpis, so she already had knowledge of that, and so what happened in the past was actually what was actually going to happen to begin with. Wibbly wobbly timey wimey shit. After all, she intends for us to flee Ephirius, not to stay. Do you suppose she has abandoned her pursuit of Meteon? I don't think so. She actually just decided to put an alternate plan in place. And the guys are to her answer to Hermes' question. So what's the second condition? We must find the means to reach Meteon. Naturally, our chosen method will depend entirely upon whosoever she has made her wheresoever she has made her nest. And communing with Hydaelyn must by necessity come first. Did you and Master Matoya have any luck with your investigation into the Ethereal Sea? Sadly not. Though we enlisted the help of our involved and other Echo-blessed allies, he couldn't detect so much as a whisper of Hydaelyn, even from within the anti-tower. Master Matoya is of the opinion that in the years since abandoning it, the Forum has found some other method of receiving instructions from Hydaelyn. If so, it would most likely be some form of apparatus for observing the Ethereal Sea, built closer to home. And here have come our summons. Sorry to interrupt, but we received word from the Forum. Your presence is required at the Rostra, where they intend to discuss the Great Exodus. And Father was able to persuade them. They're finally taking this seriously. Let's see what they have to say. Okay. No, I think we can actually just directly teleport. Yep, the Rostra. Sound of the seventh door. Very well. You may wait in the corridor. Of course. Yeah. So what I'm gonna do? Oh, I actually forgot. No. Get closer. Thank you. So, I'm gonna quickly do that so our weapons are not visible. Even though I don't think it is entirely necessary. Wait, at the specified location. Ah. Alright, I'm gonna enable text auto advancing. So if I remember, this is a voice cutscene.
There is a matter I wish to raise with you before we enter. We are here to listen and to learn. But if the Forum's plans are more or less what I expect, then I should like to make a proposal that will serve our ends. By your leave, of course.
I don't see why not. Your words and wits have gotten us this far.
Agreed. I will present our queries so that you may consider the most advantageous way to advance your proposal without distraction.
Thank you, everyone.
If I may have your attention, the ad hoc session will now commence. The purpose of today's assembly is to brief the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, at their request, on the Great Exodus. You may enter. On behalf of the Forum, I commend your heroic actions on the Magna Glaciers. We shall not soon forget your service to us and the people of Radzat-Han. The Satrap, whom we have informed of the refugees' new arrangements, sings your praises as well. As an expression of our gratitude, we will endeavor to answer your questions as fully and openly as we are able.
Then let us begin. First, It is the Forum's objective to ferry the life and knowledge of this star to the moon. Am I correct?
You are. It is for this purpose that Charlian has labored these many long years. We have collected biological samples and scientific records from across the star. When the time comes, they will be moved from their places in Labyrinthos and Numenon and conveyed to safety. Once that critical task has been accomplished, we will begin transporting the Charlian citizenry, which has been categorized into groups. The earliest arrivals are to ensure hospitable environs for those who come after. Following our people, we will send those of other nations in turn, beginning with our allies. Radzat Han was foremost among these, but since the final days have already come to Thavnair, we saw fit to include the refugees with earlier groupings.
An ambitious plan. You have accounted for the safety of all nations and tribes, then?
As many as we can.
And how, pray tell, do you decide who to leave behind?
To journey beyond the sky is an unprecedented and immeasurably difficult endeavor. Introducing sources of inevitable conflict would condemn all to certain death.
Questions as to the validity of that approach aside, are your plans proceeding apace? We're under the impression that your primary means of celestial transportation is incomplete.
If only in that it does not meet our optimal parameters, that is correct. This Ark, as some have taken to calling it, is fully operational and could be launched even today. However, the final days have progressed more quickly than we anticipated. At present, the ship is incapable of attaining speeds sufficient to meet our evacuation targets. Should we put the vessel into service, as it is now, we will be unable to travel to the moon and back quickly enough to complete the necessary number of trips. Precious lives and knowledge will be lost.
Seven hells. Is there anything to be done?
The ether burner, the primary means of propulsion once the craft is in the space between stars, is undergoing testing to determine whether it can be made more efficient. Though cargo is being loaded for the initial phase of the Exodus, we are prepared to continue our experimentation up to the day before launch, should it prove necessary.
What if the Scions were to solve your problem? We shall help devise a means to improve the ether burner's efficiency, on 2 conditions. If we succeed, you must allow us to meet with Hydaelyn.
'Twas simple enough to deduce. You have a Concord, and so you would never have abandoned the anti-tower had you no other means of communication. One far more convenient, I suspect.
The second condition, also to be met upon our success, is that we be permitted to propose another use for your Ark.
We would be at liberty to refuse this proposal.
Of course. If we cannot prove its merit to the 99 here, who are we to stake on it the lives of all peoples of this star?
Delightful as always, Master Alfino. Oh, we couldn't have asked for a finer plan. Allow us to solve this complex engineering problem of which we were entirely unaware until moments ago. What could possibly go wrong? The satire writes itself. Yet, what field has not benefited from a change in perspective? When we are at wit's end, what we need is not the same dry theories recited ad nauseam, but fresh inspiration. I, for one, have faith in my erstwhile students to provide it, and I find their terms to be perfectly acceptable.
Order! Order! We have no time to waste on debate. I call a vote. All in favor of agreeing to the Scion's terms?
Oh, that's a lot of raised hands.
"71 in favor, 28 against. The ayes have it. Fortuneau, as the architect of this project, you are the best candidate to show them its current state. And bear in mind that regardless of your personal misgivings, this is the will of the Forum.
Very well.
I call this session to a close. Return to your tasks with urgency. The final days wait for none.
Alright. Oh, for no. Alright. Going underground. Alright, zoom in. Back to Labyrinthos. Okay, don't need to worry too much about repairs, and we've got an hour to go before proceed to the medial circuit. Alright. Okay, right. Alright. T3, fund me, going through. How do you know so much about it? My father brought me here as a child. What? And left me behind? Actually, you're the one who left me behind, and you went off somewhere with grandfather. Employed by the lotteries and recreating similar above. Alien gardens of the Foster lunar prison forged to contain the ancient zodiac. The habitations built for all mankind beneath the moon's surface, each unique yet undeniably similar. Tis no mere coincidence. Ever since Ireland unfolded to us the grim fate that awaits the furious, every essential resource we could spare has been delivered to Labyrinthos in preparation for the Great Exodus. But that is not all. It's also a testing ground for the technology that allow us to settle on distant stars. Now the Lotharites have endeavored to make the moon inhabitable. That is not our final destination. Mankind must learn to propagate life where there is none, to thrive where all is barren. Also, time is not on our side. Waiting for you to enter the central circuit. As the most of our preparations is carried out, the construction of the Ark among them. Has been made public, but access remains highly restricted. You, however, will not be subject to said restrictions and will have free reign to come and go as you please. Such was the will of the Forum, after all. Let us proceed. Ah, proceed to the central circuit. Believe. Oh, right. The first one I believe is up here. Right. Fortuno. Attracted not far from here. Only the forge is named. That's actually I should leave you with him to discuss the particulars. Right. Back on the pony. Oh, there they are. Oh, it's a little potato.
I could swap them out. No, been there, done that. Damn near lost me eyebrows. Think, Coco, think! We'd be well on our way to paradise. Visionaries patting themselves on the backs for their grand accomplishments if you'd only think!
Yes, that does sound rather lovely.
Last Fortuno, what a pleasant surprise. We're not blasting off already, are we?
The schedule remains unchanged, for better or worse. Which is why the Forum has elected to accept assistance in resolving the ether burner conundrum.
Not seen you lot down here before.
There are Archons among their number, but engineering is not their expertise. Nevertheless, the Forum concedes the slim possibility that they may have insights to offer. If not, you are at liberty to return them to the surface, by whatever means you see fit.
Oh dear.
I assure you that won't be necessary. Now, about your troubles with the ether burner.
Aye, I'll walk you through it. Suppose I could do with a change of pace. As the name ought to tell you, the ether burner burns ether, ambient or otherwise, and transforms it into motive force. Think of it like a giant bomb that never stops exploding. Even out in that black void where the ether's right sparse, it's strong enough to move our arc. And it probably won't kill you like an actual bomb. But it ain't perfect. According to my calculations, to travel to the moon and back fast enough for the Forum's liking, the conversion rate needs to be 6% more efficient. A measly 6%, you say? But if I could have squeezed even another 0.6 out of it, don't you think I'd have built it that way in the first place?
Hast thou consulted with the Loperites?
Yes, they too are conducting their own research, for lack of a ready answer. The moon's propulsion systems are considerable, naturally, yet they are commensurately massive. It is no easy feat to convert their technology into an efficient means of propulsion for a teeny tiny toy boat, as they say, as I most certainly do not.
Yeah, his teeny tiny toy boat.
Damn it all, I asked for refined adamantite and they send me uppity rabbits with inscrutable, ancient, incompatible technology. You're trying to drive me mad.
Do you speak of Allegan refined adamantite, perchance?
You know of it?
Only in the most general terms, I'm afraid. 'Twas an alloy of Allagan make, but the secrets of its production were closely guarded. As I recall, the record stated it was vital to Dalamud's construction and launch.
Aye, that's the stuff. No material more conductive far as I know. Slotting some ends like blowing up a dam and watching the river of ether come rushing through. Ain't a living soul that knows how to make it though. We were fortunate enough to salvage some for the ether burner, just a wee bit, mind, from a chunk of Dalamud that came hurtling into the Northern Empty during the calamity. With more, well, that extra 6% efficiency would be child's play. It's a crying shame that we've no other sources.
Surely the many shards of Dalamud scattered throughout Eorzea would suffice. Why not get the refined adamantite from them?
Oh, we tried, believe you me. But only a few specialised pieces would have had any in them to begin with. Drive calls from Ragnarok-class internment hulks. Those are the prize bits we really need. According to the Gleaners, getting to them means delving deep into the shards, and the defences are still very operational and very eager to blow them up. It's rough going in there, even for the cream. Not sure they'd make it out alive.
You want me to go and fetch the what's it? Oh, this sounds like a job for someone else.
Oh, very funny. Ha ha.
There are multiple internment hulks in Eorzea alone, so handling this ourselves may not be the most efficient option. Rather, if we could salvage adamantite from the shards simultaneously... Thancred, is the link shell we established before you went to Garlemald still active?
Of course. The floor is yours. What's all this?
Gathering firewood, so to speak. We alone can accomplish little, but joined by others, we may yet build a bonfire to carry us heavensward. This is Alphino. The Scions have need of you.
Understood. I will contact the Lord Commander and dispatch our finest at once.
My sisters are somewhat preoccupied with the final days, so I will lead the 12-Sword expedition myself.
Probably only because you're the only one they could voice.
Are you aware of any other sources of refined adamantite?
Logically, such an invaluable alloy would have been utilized solely where absolutely necessary, in components intended to conduct or collect surpassing amounts of ether. Any extant instrumentation or devices would have likely found their way into the hands of etherologists, or enthusiasts.
Magical artifacts of Allagan design? The Eastern Alliance will send word to one and all. Are there other ways we may offer aid? No shards of the Lesser Moon scar our soil, but our stake in this cause is no less for it.
Is there anything in Othard that might be of use to you?
What did you say? Oh, you got friends in far places, lad. Any road, if you're offering, I wouldn't say no to one of those Far Eastern sacred relics. Some of them can hold enough ether to summon a whole damn primal. Combine a source like that with the ether burner, And 3, 2, 1, kaboom!
I gather you heard his explosive enthusiasm. Might you secure us a suitable relic?
It shall be done. I know little of machines, but I promise we will do our utmost to gather the materials you need to finish your starship. I am glad for the work, in truth. Better to busy oneself than wait and fret over disasters foretold.
Then why are we all still standing about yapping? There's plunder for the taking, and I'm a born plunderer. I'll be an old Charlian before you know it. Start mixing the grog.
I'm certain that can be arranged. Thank you all, and do be careful.
Just like that.
Aye, just like that. Our refined adamantite is on its way. Now let us consider our next steps, shall we? There's yet much to be done.
Alright. And we're into another cutscene. Meanwhile, in Uldar.
Our course of action is clear. We must harvest refined adamantite from the shards of Dalamud and procure arcane relics of Allagan make. Summon the best and brightest of our immortal flames and form an expeditionary party at once. Call upon the Sultan Sworn and Brass Blades for support as you must. Papashan, send word to the guilds. We will require the expertise of master artisans if we are to have any hope of identifying and recovering these elusive materials. Viergeist, we have need of your stone torches. They are to assist the immortal flames in scouring the ruins and to help secure the surrounding areas. I trust I can count on your support.
As commander of the Stone Torches, my son Zimberk will personally see it done.
Pippin, I would have you lead the raiding party. Assemble your finest, and with Tizona's blade clear the way. Lord Lolorito, I pray you take charge of the search for Allagan relics. Surely you know of some being traded on open or clandestine markets, or sleeping in collectors' vaults. Of course, I ask not that you do this out of the kindness of your heart. By all means, profit on the transactions. I wish you the joy of it. The final days descend upon our world. If circumstances are truly as dire as they say, Uldar's best efforts may be for naught. And yet, when we Eorzeans rose from the ashes to rebuild our broken realm, did we not learn one simple truth? That which seems all but impossible to overcome alone may yet be possible if we stand together. It was the Scions who united us then, and it is the Scions who call upon us now. Uldar will answer that call. we will summon our courage and join the fight for our world's future. You know your duties. I, Nanamo Ul Namo, 17th in the line of Ul, bid you good luck and Godspeed.
Meanwhile, in the Velak Shroud,
We fielded a goodly number, but our ranks are heavy with healers, and an abundance of restorative magics will be of little help in destroying Dalamud's defenses. Still, it has ever been thus with Gridania. We must steel ourselves for a protracted engagement.
In that case, might I suggest taking us along?
Commander Hext, what are you doing here?
None of the shards in Girabania are big enough to hold an internment hulk. So we said to ourselves, why not lend our neighbors a hand? We thought you might be short on people with a talent for breaking things.
While it pains me to admit it, you are right. Our deficiency so plain to see.
It might have been a lifetime ago, but I was once one of the scions assigned to the Shroud. I know this forest well. I know your people. And I know we will be stronger if we fight this fight together.
Then I will impose upon you with a clear conscience. Come, let us speak of how to integrate our forces.
I won't let it all be for nothing. I promise you, Papalimo.
meanwhile in Curvus,
There you are! We've no time to waste, brother. Everyone has already... Ah. A roar! A dragon's roar!
meanwhile in the Ruby Sea,
And so, in summation, the Eastern Alliance, as well as the Honourable Lord Lolorito himself, reached out to me for assistance in procuring these treasures of the divine, and I, in turn, do beseech the Confederacy for aid. Hmm? Is that?
It's Solomon!
Hancock? What a surprise this is. And a fortuitous one at that. I have a favor to ask, you see.
And there we go. No job too small. They're searching for a fine adamantite and secret relic. You will only know if they meet your requirements and arrive. They're all like to be so. You seem to know more than than the average scholar. Alright, he was. Well, he and Grahar established a rapport. Why don't we help with preparations for the great exodus, indeed? Yeah. Speak with Alize. Oh. Over in the Charlene Hamlet. Because what I want to do is actually try and get to the next dungeon, and here's the group. Or at least as close as we can get, so that we can actually start the next start it on Thursday. Meet the Aetheryte once everyone is done, and yeah, and it just unlocked all of the quests in this area. Alright. Gather information in the Charlene Hamlet. The good thing is it's only in one specific area. Okay, can't go that way. Hang on, nope, that door isn't open. Alright. Yeah, so literally we've had Silken Grin. Over here we have Steady Current. And here's the only person with a sensible name. Search for the behatted rabbit. Or is that the behatted loprite? On the other end of the Ephraim Plaza. Don't need to repair gear. Oh, it's Living Way! See, that teeny tiny toy boat. Considering they didn't use any creation magics. Underground miniaturized version of it. Wise guides. Speak with Singing Way. Yeah, none of my gear is actually the original stuff I... Okay. Singing Way. Thanks. Mushroom-like thing. That looks like the trees in Greatest Endsvale. Oh, those are the trees. This take only a moment to install in even the hardest. For us operators, it is indeed securing a reliable source of water is of most importance for any fledgling settlement. People of the jury sometimes make their hands in arid deserts. How are they able to survive? Alright. Hang on. Hold on that. Regrettably, to any hungry predator with the aforementioned big nasty teeth, Loperites may appear to be a potential and rather appetizing source of sustenance. Alright. He's a hairy beastie. Okay. Yep, and I guess that one just got AFK kicked. Survey the designated location and defeat any enemies that appear. Might be prudent to hang on, let's right, let's get partying. I'm not gonna put too much in. Thank you muchly. He's towering experience. Alright. Speak with singing away. Alright, proceed to the medial circuit. agriculture shock. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get to the next dungeon in time. Yeah, so yeah, it's gone 7:15. So I'm guessing we're probably gonna get this quest done, maybe even a second. Wait, they'll cover you. Keep him at your side in order to proceed with quest objectives. Alright. Now, carefully cooking your to the vineyard and speak with him. Yeah, great. Nah. Yeah. Meh. Oh. Orange by name, orange by nature. What came first, the fruit or the color? Who cares? Let's eat. In any case, the proper nomenclature is less of a concern than the taste. I'm guessing we might actually... I mean, if I push, we might actually be able to reach level 90. The lemon, you mean it's supposed to taste like this? Right, so... Deceiver, I feel so violated! Come on, not so like that. All forms of negativity and achieve perfection, and therein lies its folly and its downfall. Perfection is an unattainable ideal. It is the paradox of the immaculate carrot. Yet civilizations since time immemorial have deemed the pursuit of perfection as progress. They pay no heed to the costs incurred in their futile quests, and all too often become the architects of their own demise, their dreams forever unfulfilled. What then is the alternative? The answer lies in the existence that will never be perfect. To be content with what we have and make the most of it. And life gives you lemons make lemon muffins. Pardon my Eosian, but what in the seven hells are you on about? And who are you anyway? Prepare for the trip to the moon. Right. I think I'm gonna have to get my little radio out and try and warm things up because Alexa, what is the current temperature? Yeah, it's cold AF. Okay. I'll probably... Alright. I mean, to proceed or not to proceed, that is the question. Okay, these are level 88. You know, I might just keep the general line. I might actually just buy the basic stuff. Hang on. Yeah, it's the same thing. So what I might do is I might just buy the set for the glamour and not bother with this lot. Alright, so let's actually head back topside for a moment. So what I'm going to do I need to find a summoning bell. Yeah. Okay, Gaskins of Striking. Right, sell items in inventory, so... Okay, yeah, I can actually sell these, so... Gonna look at the history, so... 2000 was the last normal quality. So I'll just do that. You 5700. And I believe we can actually sell these, so how much? Huh. Alright. I'm gonna go back down to the Charlie to Labyrinthos. Yeah, but I think we might even be level 90 before we even get to the next dungeon. Right, so yeah, it's now gone 8:30, so this is where I'm actually going to leave it for today. I'm gonna get... Yep, so yep, we are done. So yeah, that is going to be it for today. The next stream, as long as things don't go awry, is going to be Thursday at 5 o'clock or earlier, where we are going to be continuing with all of this, and hopefully we will be getting down to accessing the next dungeon and trial, which is going to be very interesting because we will be going probably deeper than anyone has gone before. So I will catch you on Thursday.